What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the GridironTalkZone podcast, episode 16. We are back after almost a month break, believe it or not. This is our first pod since November 1st, and it's November 30th. It feels long, but it doesn't feel that long, but glad to be back. So you had a good Thanksgiving, Graham?
I did have a good Thanksgiving. I really did.
Yep. Watched some football, watched the Lions get their annual Thanksgiving loss, so that was pretty fun. But anyway, yep. So let's get into what we're doing today. Today is going to be a little bit different than our in-season pods, since it's getting close to the end of the year. The Pro Bowl's out, Pro Bowl voting's out. We're going to be doing our Pro Bowl voting, and we're also going to talk about a few other things, which we'll get to a little bit later. One of them is going to be about Trevor Lawrence, the next superstar quarterback, according to me. But wanna have anything to say before we get into the Pro Bowl voting?
No, not really. I'm excited to see how different we are.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, this is gonna be like a combined opinion because I don't know, I haven't done enough research on how exactly every player is playing this year, as much as in previous years. I used to do just spreadsheets. I still do spreadsheets, but I would update them every week or two. Player rankings. I've been slacking on that this year, but anyway, let's just get to this. So quarterbacks. I think we can agree Patrick Mahomes is well. First, let me tell you those 6 votes. Patrick Mahomes is playing like a top 6 quarterback. We can agree.
Yeah. Are we doing AFC 3 NFC?
No, it's just the top 6.
But do we want to do that just so we at least be even with everything?
I mean, we could. I really wouldn't prefer to do that because then we're gonna. Actually, it might come down to where we wouldn't leave anybody out. We might.
Yeah, we need to make sure we have every conference in because I feel like, especially with quarterbacks, AFC dominates this.
AFC does, but there's a couple clear ones. We'll get an NFC guy right now. Jalen Hurts, you agree?
Yep.
Can you even see those numbers? Really, the little numbers they show?
I can.
Okay. But Jalen Hurts, yeah, playing very well for the Eagles right now, and the record shows 10-1. I think Josh Allen, he has slipped up with the turnovers the last few weeks, but I think you still have to put him in there as a top 6 quarterback. Now, Joe Burrow, he's been balling.
Yep, Joe Burrow.
He's really been heating up, even without Jamar Chase. I think those are in my opinion, those are kind of the big 4 right now. Then
I think we put Geno Smith in.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we have to put Geno Smith in.
We have to put Geno in.
And then there's
the way he's playing.
Yeah, Geno Smith, the way he's playing, the Seahawks have lost the last 2 weeks, but it was an overtime loss to the Raiders and a loss to the Buccaneers, which was like a 5-point loss or something. But let's just none of these guys down here. Oh, actually, maybe.
Tua.
This is a hard one. I'm between 3 guys: Tua,
Kirk,
Brady, and Herbert. Kirk's good. Kirk's good, but the 9 interception total is a little high.
So
I'm okay. I'll let you tell me who you are deciding, and we agreed before the podcast if we have a confrontation, we can talk it out, and then we'll all. Obviously, it's not huge, big of a deal or something, but we'll just lean one way or the other and pick one for the sake of the podcast. But I'll give you my take. Tua, the Dolphins are the games where he started and finished are 8-0. The other 3 games, one he was hurt in, the Bengals won. The other 2 he was out of the game completely. They haven't had tough games really since the beginning of the year, but they've been winning 8-0 with Tua. You see the 19-3 touchdown interception ratio. Yes, a lot of it is Mike McDaniel, but Tua is playing well, and you have to give him credit. So I think it's Tua deserves it, but give me your take.
So if we're doing the whole 3 NFC, 3 AFC, obviously Tua won't be in it, but I think we can break that just for Tua because Tua has been absolutely balling when he's healthy and when his offensive line is actually protecting him. So I think Tua should get this next spot. And then
we agree Tua because Herbert's close, but Herbert's teams maybe aren't performing as well as Tua's, which, I mean, how much you would have factored that in? But Tua, his numbers are there. I even have the PFF stuff pulled up.
I would do.
If you want to refer to it, his PFF stuff is there too. I think Tua deserves this one.
He's just really efficient this year, which is what the Dolphins need. That's what the offense needs.
And once we go through all the positions, we'll just quickly review everything at the end.
I think we go with Brady. Oh, is that 6 already?
Yeah, that's 6.
Oh my gosh.
Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Smith, Hurts, Tua.
That's right. That is 6.
So we can go on to running backs now. Running backs, this is kind of the yardage is a big deal with this stuff for the running backs. Jacobs, monster 300-yard scrimmage game, 300-plus yard scrimmage game last game, broke the Raiders' all-time scrimmage single-game record. I think Josh Jacobs has earned it this year. Derrick Henry, the way the Titans are playing, winning a bunch of games, deserves it. Saquon, Chubb are both balling. Do you agree with those four?
Yes, fully agree.
Okay, we have two left. Now, this is where it kind of gets tough. There's a lot of options. I think Taylor's missed too much time. But looking at these top guys, Aaron Jones is a good candidate. McCaffrey,
So the
good
next
one.
I would put Tony Pollard. I would genuinely put Tony.
That's a good one too. I was gonna mention him. I think it's between these five really: Jones, McCaffrey, Eckler, Stevenson, Pollard.
I think it's Pollard, Eckler, because Eckler's total yards is really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Eckler. Then we're between Pollard, Stevenson, Aaron Jones, McCaffrey. This is tough. I'm thinking Aaron Jones. You're thinking Pollard. Who do you want to go with? Well, obviously, you told me who you want to go with.
So wait.
Let's break it down. So Pollard, 1,000 yards. Jones, Pollard, just the way he's looked when Zeke is out in that one big game really is impressive. But what's the receiving? Still both receiving the ball very well from what I've seen.
We let the chat decide. Pollard or
let the chat decide.
Yeah, we'll let
Ramondre.
I don't know about that one.
No, Ramondre is close. I would maybe put Ramondre for, ooh, that's tough.
Ooh. Pollard or McCaffrey.
We're gonna let PFF help us out here.
Honestly, I think Aaron Jones' PFF grade is probably gonna be higher than Tony Pollard, only because
Aaron might actually not be. But we'll see.
Pollard, I see Pollard.
NFC North Packers, NFC East. I feel like it could be Ramondre too. Let's just pull up all these. Okay, so
look, we got 3 Pollard over Joneses in the chat. Come on.
Aaron Jones, Pollard, yeah. Yards per attempt goes to Pollard. Okay, yeah, we'll go on Tony Pollard for the last one. You were right on that one, Graham.
Dang.
We can move on to the next one. Wow, we have a insult, hate comments coming in.
I understand.
But we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, I think that was a good running back list.
On to the receivers.
Ooh. All right, Justin Jefferson. All right, we don't even know
Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Diggs,
Adams, Waddle.
I think those 5 are clear.
Yep.
Now there's a debate here. There's only one more left. Which receiver? They should give you 8. 6 is very low.
I think we need to follow the trend of having one superstar rookie in the Pro Bowl, and I think we go with Chris Olave.
Come on now. Just admit you're biased there.
That's not bias. It's actually facts.
Okay.
So let's look at the yards. Let's look at how many times he's been targeted. Not even just receptions. Look how many times he's been targeted, and I will put money that it's probably less than most of these guys in the top 10, and he still has almost as much yards as everyone else.
Wait, I have a question real quick. Whenever I was on the PFF stuff, was it shown on the screen?
No.
Okay, good. But anyway, I don't think it should be a lot. I think it's between 3. Between CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown should be this last pick.
I'll let you have it.
You see the touchdowns, AJ Brown, the fact that he's on a 7-1 team, he goes there, boosts the offense as a whole. I think AJ Brown should earn this vote.
I think there should be a shout out to Armon St. Brown from the Lions. The guy,
if he didn't get injured, he may have been in the conversation, but I think AJ Brown should be the last receiver.
I think people are going to be upset about CeeDee Lamb not being taken, but
it's close. It's between his NFC East guys, Lamb, McLaurin, Brown. McLaurin quite doesn't have the touchdowns.
I would throw Olave and Higgins in there too.
Okay, maybe. But we can move on to, fullback.
Juszczyk and
move on.
Patrick Ricard.
Juszczyk, Patrick Ricard, move on.
Yeah.
Tight end. Ooh, gonna have to do some alignment research.
Okay, so Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce having a monster season, 12 touchdowns, 917 yards. Kelce's playing like a stud.
Mark Andrews.
Ooh, you have some comments. Of course he's going to go with Olave. You're being called out for your bias, and I'm loving it.
Hey. You're
McLaurin for sure.
You're not gonna like what my next pick is for the tight ends then.
Don't say Taysom Hill.
6 touchdowns, 440 yards.
You're acting like those are monster numbers.
For a tight end, that's not bad at all.
He had a stud game. We get it. But Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson switching teams, fitting right in with the Vikings.
He's looked great.
I'd still say Kittle should be in there. Then there's 2 spots left.
I'm telling you, Taysom Hill has the resume to be a Pro Bowler this year, which is absolutely crazy, but he does.
Wait, 440. You realize that's combined yards, it's rushing and all that. He has 5 receptions. Graham, he has 5 receptions. He's not a Pro Bowler.
His block percentage rate is probably really good too. I'd actually look that up.
Block percentage rate?
Like his win percentage on the blocking. I guarantee it's pretty good. Can we get a PFF look on that?
Okay, yeah, you keep talking about some other options.
Another person that I've actually enjoyed a lot was Mr. Man right here, Tyler Higbee from the Rams. Even though that team has struggled and he doesn't have a touchdown, he does get a lot of receptions. He's pretty strong in that look. Up there as well, I believe there was a young man by the name of David Njoku, who I also think should get a vote. I feel like he should be our 6th. He's really balled out for the Browns. Him and Jacoby Brissett had a really good connection. And
I'm just gonna look up Taysom Hill and see what his stats are looking like in the PFF standpoint. So offense, his run block grade is 49.8.
Okay, well that's not too bad. What is most tight ends percentage?
Higbee hype. I don't know if I put Higbee in the Pro Bowl, but you were hyping him up. So you like him? You say Higbee should get a vote?
I would say Njoku, then Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I would Njoku should get a vote. I don't think Taysom Hill. I personally think Cole Kmet is worthy of a Pro Bowl vote over Taysom Hill. But
I don't agree with that at all. We'll just give it to Higbee and we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll just give it to Higbee and we'll move on. But Higbee does have no touchdowns. Oh well.
6 touchdowns though. That's what is that? Second to only to Travis Kelce? I believe so.
Yeah, I'm gonna see one more thing. Because I do really think Kmet should be this last pick, but you think Hill, I think Kmet. We both agree Higbee's just outside of that, so I guess we'll put Higbee in there. But as far as tight end grades, Taysom Hill is 12th PFF tight end grade. That's pretty good. But
that's really not bad.
Considering some of these guys above him have barely played any snaps or targets wise, Dallas Goedert would be in there if he wasn't injured.
Yeah. Same with Dalton Schultz.
But we spent a lot of time on the tight end, so I guess we'll just go with Higbee. Move on to the tackles, everyone's favorite position. Right off the bat, Christian Darrisaw's been having a good year for the Vikings.
La'el Collins.
I'm going to pull up some stats too for alignment real quick. I don't know if I'd put La'el Collins in there. But overall, Trent Williams has to get a vote wherever he is.
Yep.
I don't find him. Trent Williams right there. Tristan Wirfs, he did get hurt. Andrew Thomas is good.
Yep.
And probably Lane Johnson.
Teron Armstead, he has been absolutely protecting Tua Tagovailoa's non-blind side.
You want to give Armstead a vote?
Yeah, I think Armstead deserves the final vote.
Okay, we only have one left.
Although it would be very close with Laramie Tunsil.
Just make it we're not missing anybody. Bakhtiari, has he played enough though?
No, he has not.
Well, it's not his snaps say he's played a lot of snaps, so I guess he's played a lot.
Ramchek's
Lots of comments tonight. But anyway, you want to go with where is he?
I think personally it should be Teron Armstead. He's had a good year.
Yeah, and we know he's a good player, so we'll give Armstead his nod if I can find him.
The O-line just does not matter that much.
On to the next one, guard.
Let
me just see some names that pop out. Batonio,
Zettler, or
Zeitler, Kevin Zeitler. Yeah, he's pretty good. Wyatt Teller.
Yep.
Landon Dickerson's been all right, but I wouldn't put him in the Pro Bowl. Joe Thuney been playing well for the Chiefs.
Peter Ruiz, he has had a great year.
Okay, we're gonna have to check the numbers on that because I don't think
numbers on that, please. Yeah, he's
Cesar Ruiz isn't rated high at all. Don't even see him
isn't?
like that. No, wait, is this centers or just guards?
This is
Just guards, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, just guards. Looks like Chris Lindstrom from the Falcons.
He got moved to center. He got moved to center halfway through the year due to Eric McCoy getting injured and out for the year. So that's probably why he's not that good.
Your mic's cutting out, but now it's back in.
Saying Cesar Ruiz, like he got transferred to center due to Eric McCoy's injuries.
Okay. Now that I was tempted to put him in, now that I see that he is 4th in PFF grade for guards, give me some Tevin Jenkins Pro Bowl.
I like that.
Good tackle prospect coming out. Didn't seem to look out. Baylor's tried to play him on the left tackle. He was a right tackle in college. Very good run blocker, but he's worked out as a guard this year, so I like that one.
Kevin Zeitler then the last one.
Yeah, last one we'll put Kevin Zeitler for the last guard.
Yep.
Onto the centers. Ben Jones of the Titans been pretty good.
Main man for the Chiefs.
Jason Kelsey's having a good year.
Yeah.
Has Frank Ragnow been having a good year? I'm gonna check the stats on that one. I know he's supposed to be a good player. Creed Humphrey, what is he?
Creed Humphrey, yeah, for the Chiefs.
How many center votes do they give you? They give you 6 center votes. Wow. How do you have 6 center votes and 6 receiver votes? Like, there's so many more receivers than centers. How you gonna give us equal number of votes for both?
Ragnow is a vote, I would assume.
Ragnow, let me see. Ragnow, what is his stats? I don't even see him on here. Oh no, yeah, he's 4th in center PFF grade. Only 1 sack allowed, 8 pressures. That's good. So Ragnow's gonna get a vote.
Or Joseph Myers, sorry.
For who? The Packers? I don't think he should get a vote. I think Corey Linsley should get a vote for the Chargers. Corey Linsley's 5th in. Corey Linsley is he's 8th. He's been the best center in football the last 3 years.
All right.
Combined.
What about
if you combine them all, not like each season? Tyler Linderbaum, he's a rookie. He's been playing good.
David
but I don't probably want to put him.
The Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna put David Andrews for the last spot.
I like that. It's good. It's good.
Just make sure we didn't miss anyone obvious. Don't seem like we missed anyone obvious. So now we can move on to the defensive side of the ball.
Well, here we go.
So defense. The thing I don't like about this is defensive ends and outside linebackers are not. They make it to where edge rusher can be in 2 different categories: the defensive end or the outside linebacker. Like, for example, they can rank Matt Judon with, like, what's the stand-up linebacker in here? Willie Gay, whenever they play 2 completely different positions.
Yep.
But I don't like how that works, but we'll just try to do our best to it. Nick Bosa, Max Crosby, definitely get Pro Bowl votes.
Brian Burns. Brian Burns gets one.
Myles Garrett.
I think.
Honestly, Von Miller should get one.
Hurt. He's hurt.
He is hurt, but he said he's coming back in a week, and the season he's put together deserves one.
Can we give it to Higgins or Hughes? Excuse me. From he's had a great year.
Wow,
one of the few
bright spots of the team that you basically said was unwatchable before the year.
Unwatchable. I can't watch him.
But I'm checking something real quick.
He's had a good year.
He is 15th in pressures. He does have the 8 sacks, which is like borderline top 10 in sacks, like in the 15 range too. So yeah, we'll give it to Jerry Hughes. Good play on Buffalo for a long time.
Jordan.
And that's all of them, unless we miss someone down here. It's just hard because, like, how can some of these guys play in the interior defensive line? But anyway, we can move on to the defensive tackle position. It is weird seeing that Aaron Donald is down here as sacks wise.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he is missing his first career game this weekend. I saw that report earlier today.
Yep.
But Chris Jones, monster year. Quinn Williams becoming the player that I expected him to be coming out of college. Any guys you want to name?
I would honestly say those next 3 NFC East guys all make it in as well. Yes, both Washington.
Hargrave, Allen, I think Simmons too. Wait, you think Payne? Let's look at this last spot though. Are we going to say Aaron Donald is not a Pro Bowl? I don't think I can say that.
How many tackles does he have compared to Derek Payne?
Let me see something real quick. PFF grade, Donald is still third. Pressures, he is still fourth. I think Aaron Donald deserves Pro Bowl vote. Run stops, he is still tied first. I think you have to put he's still having a dominant season outside of the sack. So I think Donald deserves it.
I think we should put Donald in, and I think we should take Simmons' vote away and put Payne in. I truly believe
Simmons vote away.
I truly think Payne's had a better year than Simmons. Check the PFF.
PFF Simmons fifth. Payne is down.
Okay.
So
All right.
I don't even see. But Dexter Lawrence has had a good year. I think he might have to have.
Vita Vea also gets a shout out, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna take Hargrave away.
Okay.
Hargrave, but he isn't as strong in the run defense category as some of the other players.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna have to put Jones, Williams, Donald, Jonathan Allen, Jeffrey Simmons, Dexter Lawrence. You agree with those for the most part? I know you liked around Payne, but
I like Vita Vea too, but those two can
just Vita Vea. This position is just very, very good. Like Cam Hayward, Fletcher Hawk,
David Onyemata,
Cox,
great run stopping.
Yeah, Onyemata's good, Buckner's good, Jarrett's good. A lot of good players, but I think those are the guys we're nailing it down to. Onto the inside linebackers. Nick Bolton. Tackle numbers aren't the best stat to look at, so kind of gonna have to scroll for some guys here.
I think
Nick Bolton has had a monster year just from the eye test. Chiefs have been on a lot of primetime games, so I've got a lot of him this year, and he's been a very good player. So I think he should. You
got to give it to full on Oluokun. Bill, great year.
You think so?
Yeah.
We'll give one to Oluokun. Where is Fred Warner? Because he still has to be on here.
Fred Warner, yep.
There's Fred Warner. Devin White's had a bounce back year compared to his down year last year. I think Devin White should get a Pro Bowl vote. We're gonna end up missing someone just with how many.
Pete Werner, Mario Davis. I think Pete Werner deserves a vote over Mario Davis.
Okay, Demario Davis, but he doesn't. Demario Davis does have 6.5 sacks.
So then give it to Demario Davis.
I think Pete Werner is a good player, but I don't think we can have both. I don't think both of the linebackers have been good enough to both make it on here. I think we'll give it. I think we'll give it to Demario Davis. But there's only one vote remaining. How did we run out of votes so fast? We voted Bolton, Oluokun, Warner, White, Davis.
On there, which is a little surprising. I didn't put Justin Brooks on there, but I'm okay with that because his pass defense is absolutely horrendous.
I think this last one's going to have to go to Levante David.
Do we not give it to him?
No,
I don't know.
He's you were just talking over each other. Go ahead.
I think the linebacker duo of Pete Werner, and this is no bias at all, Pete Werner and Demario Davis is better than the linebacker duo of White and David overall.
No.
Can we get a PFF grade, David and Pete Werner, please? This is crazy.
Levante David, third in PFF grade. Demario Davis, seventh in PFF grade. This keeps rolling down. PFF does not like Devin White, so I don't expect to see his name for a while. Pete Werner is 30th, and Devin White is don't even see him on the screen. He's probably
I think then we switch Devin White with Pete Werner. PFF don't lie, man.
What do you mean PFF don't lie? PFF has had Devin White lowly graded his whole entire career. But did I miss him? I don't even see him. I'm looking at the top 89. Oh, they have him 80th.
Oh, wow. That's really low.
He's an elite run stuffer. Let's see if his pass defense stats, 3 touchdowns allowed, a 115 passer rating when targeted. Okay, so the coverage stats aren't there.
Can we look at
lots of yards allowed? He hasn't been the coverage guy his whole career. I'm not even considering Pete Werner. You still have Dre Greenlaw of the Niners.
I don't think Greenlaw's been good enough. If we're saying that Pete Werner is not good enough, then neither is Greenlaw. Because has more solo tackles, and he has probably allowed less passing yards and passing touchdowns.
I think Dre Greenlaw is a better player than Pete Werner. But
I mean, he might be a better player, but I think Pete Werner deserves it.
You're being called out in the chat,
bro.
I am coming with the bias today. You have been called multiple. You have been called bias in the chat multiple times today, and you're gonna sit here and tell me Chris Olave is a Pro Bowler. Both Saints linebackers are Pro Bowlers. You are a 3-8 football team, right?
We're 4-8 actually. Let's get that fact straight.
Okay, a 4-8 football team.
Yeah, we're not good. The team is not good, but we have good players.
Okay, I'm gonna give the vote to Dre Greenlaw.
Okay, that's fair. As long as it isn't Devin White.
Okay, because Devin White's good, but maybe he isn't as good as I thought he was. But anyway, on to outside linebackers. Judon, obviously. Parsons.
Obviously.
Alex Highsmith with the forced fumbles and how he played when TJ Watt was out deserves a spot.
Justin
I think Khalil Mack still. Justin Houston has 9 sacks.
Yes, he's had a great year. He torched the Saints. I would give Justin.
Let's see if the pressure numbers are there. Justin Houston, pressure wise, numbers are not there, to be honest. I can't even find it. Justin Houston, 46 in the NFL in pressures. Okay, no, so that basically shows he isn't getting consistent pressure, but he is making the splash plays with the sacks. But
if you're not going to give it,
I don't know if he's doing
Zarius Smith.
Yeah, I think Zarius Smith is definitely going to Pro Bowl. He leads the league in pressures.
He won to Khalil Mack, right?
I think Max earned Pro Bowl this year. Then there's one more remaining. Let's just make sure there's no sleeper down here who just hasn't had the sack numbers. No, not really. So, Hassan Reddick, his versatility maybe just gives him a Pro Bowl vote. His versatility, the 8 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, we'll give it to Hassan Reddick.
Yep, I like that. Good job, Nick. I think we agreed on all of those.
Move on to corners. Yeah, I need to include you in this more than I am. But we agree on most of these anyway. So
Tariq Woolen. That whole top row. That's whole top row. Other than because there's
a guy you're missing. Ahmad Gardner has played arguably the best corner in football.
Yeah, that's who I'm saying. I'm missing Sauce.
This is interceptions are good, but the one thing I do like about PFF, or not the one thing, but one of the things is the cornerback grades. Sauce Gardner is graded 1 in coverage, but let me get just the overall grade. Overall grade, Sauce Gardner, L'Jarius Sneed, who also L'Jarius Sneed deserves a vote because look at this. He's graded 2nd in PFF corner grades, and he has 4 sacks. He can rush off.
Yeah,
he can rush from the quarterback. 3 forced fumbles, so that's been making big time plays, and he can stop the run. He's a very versatile corner. I think he only has 1 pick though, so he's probably way down here. But L'Jarius Sneed deserves a Pro Bowl nod.
Now
Woolen has been locked down. Okay, are you gonna say Lattimore? Just get it out of the way.
No, ew. He's been hurt. He's been a disappointment.
Yeah, I know he's been hurt.
I think this is pretty easy. I think it's Wooden because he is
Woolen.
I'm sorry. Jazeera Alexander, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think Alexander is Pro Bowler. Jalen Ramsey, probably. He's still playing good. He's just not playing maybe best
we have to give it to him and I would say him, and then I would give it to Trevor Lawrence
because he's still 4th in PFF grade. So we'll give Ramsey 1 and then Trevon Diggs.
Yeah, I like that.
What about Marlon Humphrey? Whoa, we missed one. Oh, I just realized we missed one.
Who did we miss?
I think we missed one. Darius Slay is playing really good. I think Darius Slay should be 1.
I think James Bradbury is better though, even though Darius and they're on the same team.
You think James? Okay, I'm not going to argue with that because it's not a terrible take, but I would definitely prefer Slay over Bradbury. I just think we have to. One of those Eagles corners has to be in. So who are we going to take out?
Because he's been giving up a lot of yards.
Yeah, maybe because the disappointingness of that defense, and you're right about the yards. He has given up a lot of yards.
I think
we'll take out Alexander.
And I'll give you Darius Slay. I'll give you.
Okay, Slay will get in. What about Jack Jones?
Honorable mention because he's one of the big reasons on why I don't give the Stale Chip Award to the Patriots anymore. fun to watch.
he's had a big impact on him. No Humphrey.
Yeah. No Humphrey. No.
Gotta have Slay. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Thanks,
this
John. We have to have Slay in there. Yeah, Humphrey. That's a tough one. I feel like Humphrey overall is the top 6 corner in football. Yes. Do you think we're overrating Royland, or do you think with the turnovers? Yes.
I mean, we gave the turnovers to Trayvon Diggs last year. Why can't we give it to him?
Some people did. I didn't.
I think we give it to him.
Like looking at the overall, but is Diggs a Pro Bowler this year?
I would say so. His coverage is significantly making impact with the ball with 3 interceptions.
Okay, fine. We'll just stick with these guys. There's corners. We could debate this all day. Like we haven't mentioned guys like Denzel Ward, even J.C. Horn's having a good year.
Yep.
Gilmore's been all right. Humphrey, Jack Jones, Brad Bailey, Alexander. Okay, we'll just move on from these corners. But on to safeties. Wow, you get 6 strong safeties and 6 free safeties.
Yeah, 3 from each. I'm telling you, they take 3 from each conference.
I know they take around like what you're saying from each conference, but
okay, so Derwin James.
Okay.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
This is hard.
C.J.
Gardner-Johnson. 6 picks. Wow.
Yeah, he's had a great year.
I might be biased, but Jaquan Briscoe is playing.
I like that pick.
I think we'll put Harrison Smith in there. I'm gonna actually pull up some grades real quick because I want to see some safety grades. Kicker is gonna be fun. Ooh, Kyle Hamilton is pretty good grade, but he hasn't had a high enough snap though.
Not enough pass coverage stats.
He was a guy that's been very good in my opinion. Hufanga.
Yeah.
4 picks. He's just been a monster, and he makes splash plays on prime time.
What about old boy?
he makes splash plays on Sunday Night Football, and every single time Chris Collinsworth compares him to Troy Polamalu.
Yes, I agree with that.
Budda
Baker.
Okay.
1 interception, but he does have a lot of tackles, and he's pretty good in coverage for a strong safety.
Yeah, I like Budda Baker.
So what do you have? 1 more? Ooh. What about the guy from the Bears?
Briscoe?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Has he been, like, Pro Bowl worthy, though? But there's really no one else who pops off the screen.
Justin Reed? But he doesn't have any interceptions.
Justin Reed, that's a tough one. Yeah, I think we're going to go Briscoe for the last Pro Bowl safety.
I like that pick.
Is the Patriot safety, though?
No.
They usually have some good safeties. Phillips. Yeah, okay. We'll put Briscoe for the last Pro Bowl safety in that in the strong safety category. Now, there's one who I was thinking was a strong safety, but I remembered he actually does not play strong safety. Antoine Winfield's a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
He's arguably the best safety in football.
Yep.
He's up there. Minka's had a bounce back year from last year.
Yep. Diggs.
Quandre Diggs, yeah, sure, he'll be Pro Bowl material. Bates, I don't know. Let me think. I think Tyrann Mathieu had a good year.
Yeah, I'm about to say I think Tyrann Mathieu deserves it, and I think he actually deserves this year compared to last year when they gave it to him just because of Jesse Bates. Come on, Jesse Bates.
Bates.
He's top 10 in solo tackles for a free safety. And he does
yeah, he does have a hard job on that defense. We'll give Jesse Bates the nod. One more safety.
I don't know.
I want to put Bayard, but I don't know if he's quite had the year he did last year. I think I'm kind of just thinking.
This is all you. I don't know this one. This one's all on you, man.
This one's all on you, Nick.
Just don't just do Justin Simmons.
I think I'm thinking of a free safety who used to play for your team. Where is he on here?
Marcus Williams got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
He did have a really good
Williams was hurt. Could be just been a ball hawk, but I don't know if he's done enough all around to make it. Okay, we're just going to... Ooh, Javon Holland's a good one, but... Jordan Poyer, too. There's just so many. Oh, I keep forgetting about injuries. Okay, we're gonna give it to Kevin Byard. You agree with that?
Field also got hurt. No,
he's back healthy now. He was hurt, but I think he's back healthy. Oh, I know he was back healthy now, unless he got hurt again. But I think he's back healthy now.
Why don't I give it?
I gave it to Byard.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, now we can move on to special teams. Kicker, Justin Tucker. Daniel Carlson is on my fantasy team, and I know he's had a good year.
Yep.
Peniel has that many field goals. Who else has been kicking the ball well?
Do not give it to Young. Look at that. Will Lutz, 50-yard field goal.
I wish McPherson's been playing or kicking more than he has, but
can we go up a little bit? Will Lutz, what is his 17? That's not good enough.
But what's the percentages? We need to see some percentages. Let me pull that up.
Can we give it to Nick Folk? He's insanely accurate.
Field goal percent. How about Cameron Dickel? But yeah, Nick Folk. He is 85%. Yeah, that's all right. It's just with him, it's the long field goals under 40 yards. He's money.
Then I think we should give one to Will Lutz.
Cara Santos has had a monster year. Where's Cara Santos?
Yes.
Santos has to be somewhere on here. 16 field goals, but his percentage is really high.
Cade York.
Cameron Dickel had a good year. Cade York, I don't know if he's been quite Pro Bowl material. His percentage is 73.9.
But how many game winners?
But that's because they've had him kick deep field goals. He's kicked 7 over 50 yards.
Yeah, and how many of those, right? And he made both.
I know he had the week 1 game winner.
He had back-to-back.
Oh, did yeah, he had game winner.
I think Cade York deserves a spot. That was a great.
Okay, I'll give you the nod on that one.
And then
I'm thinking there was someone who I was thinking should make it. Oh, maybe Graham Gano. Yeah. He's a 90% kicker and he has a lot of volume. So
yeah,
let's skip long snapper unless you have any idea.
Weeks, come on now. He's been playing NFL for like forever now. Since he's
how do you even know who that is?
I saw
I feel like I've seen this Titans guy before. So
no, the guy from the 49ers. I've seen him.
We can be biased. Patrick Scales, Bears.
Yep. Give it to the guy from the 49ers. Zach Wood, too. Come on, give it to Zach Wood. Come on now.
How do you know your long snap? That's not even Zach Wood. It's someone Pepper.
No, from the Saints, Zach Wood. But the Pepper guy from the 49ers. Go down.
Okay, so click him and then do the Saints, Zach Wood. Okay, that's the one we can be biased on. Then this guy's name looks familiar, so we'll put him there. Okay, on to the punters. I'm not the most knowledgeable on these, but we'll go with Johnny Hecker. Tressway. Niners punter's pretty good. Pat O'Donnell's good, but he's not on the Bears anymore, but we'll still go with him for a Pro Bowl
Johnson
vote.
From the Texans. He's been really good this year. He's one of the few bright spots.
Anyone else? Trenton Gill?
No. Go down.
Vikings punter.
Was he the one who hit that?
73-yarder. It's pretty long, and he has 26 pinned in the 20. But we'll just.
What is Blake Gill for his longest punt from the Saints?
63.
That's it. What? That's so lame.
On to return specialist. I'm not a big return specialist guy.
Guy from the Vikings. He had that kick return for a touchdown.
Vikings. Oh yeah, this dude.
Red zone offense.
I don't even know how to say his last name. Do you? Wangru?
Nope. Nah, don't even worry about it.
Let's see. Who can we put? Agnew.
Oh, Raheed Shaheed. What a guy.
I honestly have no idea who to put for.
I would put Agnew in there.
Okay, you can just cover these.
Not Robert. Robert Woods is a returner now. God.
McLeod,
Ray
Pache,
McLeod, and
Pacheco.
yeah.
Pacheco.
And then I would give my final one. It is biased, I know. Oh, actually, can we take away Paqueto's vote and then give it to main man from the Patriots? Or no, from the Jets. The white guy. He's pretty good.
Berrios.
Brandon Berrios, yes.
Braxton Berrios.
I think he has a brother that's named Brandon Berrios. I think he plays a different.
Okay, we have Marcus Jones comment. Is Marcus Jones even on here?
I think so.
Oh yeah, Marcus Jones. He had a kick return for the game winner. Okay, we still have one more vote left. So we'll give it to
Rodgers from the
Isaiah Rodgers from Indianapolis.
Yes, he's cool.
Okay. On to special teamer Matthew Slater.
JT Gray.
Bro, you know what the funniest thing is? I remember like a year or two ago, there was some dude from PFF who works at PFF on Twitter arguing that because Matthew Slater makes the Pro Bowl every year, and he was like actually arguing about it. He was like, Matthew Slater was having a down year, and then he brought up all these random stats with something. It was pretty funny. Just to prove why Matthew Slater wasn't a Pro Bowl special teamer anymore. But anyway, we'll just give Matthew Slater one. JT Gray was he
all the way down? He's always in the Pro Bowl with this.
We'll just be biased. No, Houston Carson's not a Pro Bowl. Give one to just anyone. Who do you think deserves a Pro Bowl vote for the special team?
Name Speed.
EJ Speed?
Give it to him.
Do we have any stats on these?
I like number 41 from the Bucks. He looks funny.
Okay. I think that's like a fourth string tight end. He just caught a touchdown for the day. I don't know though.
I don't use to. Oh, JT. That's funny. That is so funny. He's a special teamer.
Who?
From the isn't that JT Hill?
Justice Hill.
Or is it Justice Hill?
Hassan Haskins just because he was a good running back at Michigan. But anyway, review our selection. So these are our quarterbacks. I'm gonna take some water real quick. Quarterbacks. Burrow, Hurts. Allen,
Burrow,
Mahomes, Smith, Tua. Running backs: Jacobs, Henry, Barkley, Chubb, Eckler, Pollard.
Receivers:
Jefferson,
Hill, Diggs, Adams, Waddle, and AJ Brown. Fullbacks, of course, Kyle Juszczyk and Patrick Ricard.
Oh, we need to go finish the fullbacks.
Was it? I thought it was only 2.
No, I just only picked 2 because I was like, who cares about the fullbacks? But anyway, this is one that we can be biased on, so I'll put this Baylor's fullback in, and we can put your Saints fullback in.
Derek Watt.
And then Engel deserves one. Gilliam and Derek Watt didn't get a vote.
Take away the Saints guy.
I'll take away my bias too. We can give Jakob Johnson, not Jakob Johnson, CJ Ham and Derek Watt. Okay, there's our fullbacks. Now we can go back to our tight ends.
Yeah, tight ends.
Kelsey, Andrew, Hawkinson, Kittle, Njoku, Higbee. Then O-linemen, Darisaw, Williams, Willis, Thomas, Johnson, Armstead, Batonio, Teller, Tooney, Lindstrom, Jenkins, Zeitler, Jones, Kelsey, Humphrey, Ragnow, Lindsley, Andrews.
Defense.
Then defensive players: Bosa, Crosby, Burns, Garrett, Miller, Hughes, Jones, Williams, Allen, Simmons, Aaron Donald, Dexter Lawrence, Nick Bolton, Aluakon, Warner, Fred Warner, Demario Davis, Levante David, Greenlaw, Judon, Parsons, Highsmith, Za'Darius Smith, Khalil Mack, Hassan Reddick, Sauce Gardner, L'Jarius Sneed, Woolen, Rams, Diggs, Slay, James, Johnson, Gardner Johnson, Smith, Harrison Smith, Hufanga, Baker, Briscoe, Winfield, Minka Fitzpatrick, Quandre Diggs, Tyrann Mathieu, Jesse Bates, Kevin Byard, Then we have the kickers and special teamers, blah, blah, blah. And that is our Pro Bowl votes. I will submit it after the podcast, but we can now finish up this podcast with some couple of things to talk about. Before we talk about some Trevor Lawrence talk, let's quickly talk about some college football talk. Graham, where do I even start? We already know LSU lost. I'm unhappy about it. You're unhappy about it. We can move on and talk about the playoffs or how you think this weekend is going to shape out. So Georgia is playing LSU. We can both agree Georgia's going to win, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you think Georgia will stay at the 1 spot going in the playoff?
Unless Michigan just absolutely beats the brakes out of, is it Purdue they're playing?
Yeah, I think Michigan-Purdue is going to be a close game.
And
like within a 10-point game.
I think within 10 points or around 10 points.
I think Georgia's going to be within like 15 to 20, and Michigan-Purdue would be within 10. So I think it'll be Georgia-Michigan. I think TCU beats K-State on a game-winning field goal and stays at 3, and then I think USC takes care of business versus Utah by a touchdown or so and stays at 4. Then Ohio State, Alabama miss. What I saw was someone said, so Alabama's at 6. What if USC loses, Ohio State hops in? If TCU were to slip up to K-State, now I think it'd be ridiculous if they put them out of the playoff with Alabama. What would you think of that?
No. Alabama has – it's so crazy to think Alabama still has a shot to make it into the playoffs. But I don't think they should make it. I think it would be Ohio State, and then you have to bring in what – who else is there? Who's at
7 is Tennessee.
No.
But no one can jump Alabama. It's between those 6. Those are the 6 that have a chance to get in, and it'd have to include TCU and USC losing.
You both lose.
Yeah, I don't think they both lose. If one of them loses, then Ohio State – no. Okay, if TCU loses to K-State within 10 points, I don't think Ohio State should jump TCU.
Here's the thing. What if Georgia loses, TCU loses, and USC loses? Does LSU still have a shot to make the playoff?
Okay, I'm going to say this. If LSU goes out there and beats Georgia 48-0, they'd still wouldn't get in the playoff.
You really think that?
You guys, they're ranked at 14th. They're not going to jump from 14th to 4.
You're right.
Listen, if Georgia gets blown out by 25 plus, they have a little chance of missing the playoff. And one of two things would happen. No SEC team playoff, or Alabama somehow sneaks in. But that's too much hypotheticals. We're here to give real analysis.
I think Alabama
You think Alabama sneaks in?
I think Alabama sneaks in if USC and TCU loses.
Okay. I don't think they should, though, over TCU. You see all the ranked wins they play. They've had the 12-0. Come on. If they lose to a team who they've already beaten, they shouldn't move out of the playoff, in my opinion. If TCU loses by 20 plus, okay, then we can debate TCU Ohio State. But if TCU loses by anything within the 10 to 15 range, I think that they have done more than enough to earn the college football playoff spot.
Okay, but if USC wins and TCU loses, do you put Ohio State over TCU? I'd say yes.
I was just talking about that. I said unless TCU loses by 20 or more, then we can have a conversation between Ohio State and TCU. But if TCU goes out there and loses 31-17 to Kansas State, TCU has still done enough to earn that spot in the college football playoff.
Interesting.
I don't think personally right now, you're talking to me right now, I think Georgia should be 1, TCU should be 2, Michigan should be 3. I think Ohio State should still be 4 over USC 5. I think USC, you see, they lost to Michigan. USC lost to a 3-loss Utah team who's not in the top 10. Ohio State lost to now a number 2 Michigan team, then number 3. So I think Ohio State, even though it was kind of an ugly loss, it got ugly in the second half. Ohio State, yeah, the loss did get ugly in the second half. But I think that they should still be ranked over USC for about until this weekend, until we see what happens. I think USC, they should be having to play the way in this weekend, revenging a loss to Utah, being a Pac-12 champion, one loss, then I can see them jumping Ohio State. But I personally don't think that they've done enough to this point to be ranked above Ohio State right now. I think they shouldn't have to play the way out of it. They should have to play the way into the playoff.
That's interesting.
If TCU loses and drops out, they're being penalized for making the conference championship. I mean, like, unless they absolutely just get blown out, there's no reason to take them out. Like, 12-0, they faced adversity. They keep winning against ranked opponents. I know it's close, but they played a lot of pretty good ranked opponents, even though the Big 12 teams, which Bama and OSU didn't even make the conference championships.
So
yeah, Bama and OSU. I don't think Bama should get in. OSU. I mean, I think, as I said, I think that they've done enough to be above USC. But if USC wins the championship, revenge is a loss. Okay, then I'd put them in.
I just can't wait for the 12-team playoff.
I personally, who can realistically win the championship outside of Georgia, Michigan, and TCU this year?
Ohio State.
If they get in, yeah, okay, Ohio State if they get in. Personally, I think it should be a 16 playoff. 12 is way too much.
You never count on Alabama.
It should be a 16 playoff because, look, if it was a 16 playoff, usually every year there's 1 to 2 clear-cut teams who are just ahead of everybody else. They would both get buys, and then usually there's 1 to 2 teams that just miss the playoff that people are like, how do they miss? Then you'd have 6 teams. So 3 would play 6, 4 would play 5, 1 and 2 would get buys. There you go. Solves everything. If that was the case this year, Georgia, Michigan would have buys. We would get to see TCU play Bama, USC play Ohio State. That would solve a lot of things and make it feel like they would get it right. So I think it should be a 16 playoff. I think 12, you're going to give 3 lost teams chances to go win a national championship. Come on.
I mean,
what are they going to do with the 12 team? The 12 team, they're not going to beat any team ranked in the top 6. Like,
it will be a group of 5 team. It will be like a 2-lane.
We don't want to see a 11-1 Coastal Carolina team go into Georgia and just get absolutely wrecked.
It would be actually an 11-1 Tulane team going into Georgia.
Tulane is 10-2. I know Coastal Carolina I think is 10-2 too. I'm just saying, like, usually they're a 1-loss team or so.
Yeah.
But anyway, blah blah blah. Enough college. Wait, actually, one more thing. Right now, who's your championship prediction?
Georgia
versus who? I think it's going to be Georgia TCU, and I think Georgia's going to win by about 7-10.
I think it's gonna. Ooh, it's gonna be Georgia USC, and I think.
Wait, so you have for that to happen, USC would have to jump. You think USC would jump TCU?
I have TCU losing in the conference championship.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I have Ohio State stinking in, and it's going to be a Michigan. It's going to be a Georgia versus Ohio State rematch, or Georgia Ohio State match, and then it's going to be USC versus Michigan. I think USC gets it.
Okay, on to a thing. Just with the Jags' big win, with the way Trevor Lawrence has been playing recently, and with just this being on my mind. Quarterbacks to take over Trevor Lawrence for the next 5 years. So moving forward, next 5 years, we're gonna go through this. There's some obvious ones, but let's just start in the AFC. Tua Tagovailoa, Trevor Lawrence. I'm going T-Law. I think he's the more talented quarterback than Tua. Put Trevor Lawrence with Mike McDaniel and those receivers. And I think he'd play like that. His stats, it would look like top 5 quarterback numbers by next year. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be in the top 7. I think he's already in top 10 quarterback conversation. I think he'll be in the top 5 to 7 next year. I think he's going to be with those big-time players. Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence, lean Josh Allen. I think we agree there.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Wait, so just to get a standpoint, are you higher on Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
You're not like me who thinks he's like the next elite quarterback? Graham has his stuff going off. I'm telling you.
My father was calling me.
Oh, no. We're almost done. Okay, we're almost done with the pod. Zach Wilson. Okay. we know Trevor Lawrence better than Zach Wilson.
Please stop.
Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. Who you taking? Don't even think about it.
Trevor Lawrence.
Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, right?
Trevor Lawrence.
Wow, I have lots of 50 text messages. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one. Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence. This is my hot take. Next 5 years, Trevor Lawrence.
Lamar Jackson.
Right now, I think Trevor Lawrence is in the top 10 quarterback conversation. I think Lamar, he's not in the elite. He's like in the borderline elite. Like those are big 3 to 4. He's not in that, in my opinion. He's not in the Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Teal.
I agree.
I'd even take Jalen Hurts over Lamar. It's very close. For someone who's been a Lamar defender, Hurts has played his way into the Lamar Jackson territory, and I think I'd probably slightly take Hurts for the next 5 years over Lamar.
Okay. Wait, are we talking about T-Law or are we talking about Hurts?
T-Law. I was just talking about Hurts.
Okay, then let's bring that up. Do you want Jalen Hurts or do you want Trevor Lawrence for the next 5 years?
We'll get to that.
Okay. On the list.
Lamar Jackson, I think Trevor Lawrence, the heights that Trevor Lawrence can hit as a thrower, even though Lamar has been an underrated thrower throughout his career, he just can't hit the heights that Trevor Lawrence can hit. And I think that Trevor Lawrence has his coach. Don't forget about this. Calvin Ridley was traded to the Jaguars and will be playing for the Jaguars next year.
I do forget about that.
To go along with Christian Kirk, who's a very underrated receiver. People complain about his contract. He's going out and balling. He was actually not too far off the Pro Bowl for me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'd take Trevor Lawrence for the next 5 years over Lamar Jackson just because the heights he can hit as a thrower. Burrow, I think Burrow is in the Allen Mahomes tier, so give me Burrow
over T-Law.
Over T-Law. Okay, Watson, I don't know.
I'm taking T-Law.
If Watson's the 2019 form, 2020 form, I'd take Watson slightly over T-Law, but if he's the preseason Watson, I'd take T-Law, but I don't know what to think. That one would just kind of be a TBD, I guess.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett. I like Kenny Pickett, but I don't think he has the talent that Lawrence has. Yeah. So Lawrence over Pickett. Lawrence over Tannehill. Lawrence over Matt Ryan. Lawrence over Davis Mills / Kyle Allen / whoever's going to be playing quarterback for the Texans. Well, actually, if it's Bryce Young, then you have a conversation. But
I'd still take T-Law.
But that's
I don't trust
for another day. Okay. We're going to have a whole Bryce Young talk when the draft comes because this Bryce Young nonsense that you're just talking about right now, Bryce Young is one of the best college prospects in the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young is better than Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Tua as prospects. And they were all three Pro Bowl. Jalen Hurts and Tua are going to be Pro Bowlers this year. Mac Jones has already been a Pro Bowler, and Bryce Young is a better prospect than all three of them. So,
do you really Hurts as a Alabama quarterback?
Okay, well, I consider him as Alabama and Oklahoma, like both.
I consider him. Both. I consider his talent coming from Oklahoma.
Okay, because I think he was underrated at Bama.
I think he was fairly rated.
No, like I felt like Hurts should have still been the starter over Tua. Okay, but we're just talking about random stuff now. So we can have some random talks in the offseason. But Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, that was actually my comp for Trevor Lawrence coming out of college. So this is a tough one. I'd go Herbert over Lawrence, though, but it's close.
I would go Trevor Lawrence over Justin Herbert.
Okay, so you're high on Lawrence, too. You said I'm fairly high. No, you're high on Lawrence.
I'm top 12 with Lawrence. I think he's 11, and I would put Justin Herbert at 12. I am not high on
Justin Herbert at 12?
I'm not high on Justin Herbert. He does too many mental mistakes.
Not really. He's one of the safest with the football in the NFL. He has the pure talent, and the throws he makes are just absurd that most quarterbacks can't make. I don't know. Well, I do know that Justin Herbert is definitely a top 10, probably top 5 quarterback.
He's top 10 talent, but I don't think he's
okay. So you're one of the Justin Herbert haters.
Yes.
Wait, so you think Lamar Jackson's better quarterback than Justin Herbert?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence moving forward. Broncos country, let's ride, or Trevor Lawrence?
Broncos country, let's die. T-Law, baby.
Okay. This is hard. Okay, it's not hard. Russell Wilson, if he can get back to the old Russell Wilson next year, then it's a debate. But that's a big if. And the way Trevor Lawrence has progressed, I think Trevor Lawrence over Wilson in the next 5 years. Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence. This is a tough one. So just to we don't really have to go through much of the NFC because I'm just gonna say right now, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Justin Herbert, definitely over Lawrence for the next 5 years.
There's no NFC guys I would take over.
Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence is the big debate for me. I would slightly lean Jalen Hurts.
I would take Hurts.
Hurts would be the 5th quarterback I would take to start my team with the next 5 years. Then Trevor Lawrence 6th, Lamar Jackson 7th. Then probably Justin Fields 8th. But it's a tough one between.
And I was at 9.
I like Daniel Jones, but
I do too.
I like about 9. Kyler Murray with Daniel Jones. If you say Daniel Jones, I might as well click end stream, even though I'm not going to.
I'd take Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones.
Graham. I like Daniel. I like Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones too. Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray for the next outside of I don't know.
I don't read the playbook. At least Daniel Jones tries, and I like Daniel Jones's ability to like. His ceiling is a lot higher than Kyler Murray's because Kyler Murray, he might be more overall accurate, but when Daniel Jones is hitting his throws, man, they're pretty, man. Kyler Murray's just also.
Well, we were on pod. Breaking news: there's an agreement signed that will allow college football playoff to expand to 12 teams in 2024 and 2025. So it's coming earlier than 2026.
Yes.
But anyway, go back to the nonsense you were talking about. I don't know about. I don't know. We'll see if it's 2023 or not.
We don't need to move on. Another quarterback. I think we're done with the quarterbacks, right?
Okay. No, we're not. Dak or Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence. Right now, I personally think right now Trevor Lawrence is already better than Dak.
I agree. I get that.
Taylor Heineke. Okay, we can just move on from Taylor Heineke right now.
How I feel about the Commanders.
Kirk Cousins. I think Trevor Lawrence going forward, but it's close right now as of who I take right now. But going forward, Lawrence over Kirk Cousins. Jared Goff is probably not going to be the Lions quarterback next year. Rodgers is going to be out of the league in 5 years, probably the next two or so years. But next 5 years, I would take Lawrence over Rodgers just because of the longevity. Because he's going to be around the next 5 years, I would think. Fields Lawrence. This is an interesting one. I think Fields still has more room to progress as a thrower, but if he can progress as a thrower, then you really have a strong debate. But I still think Lawrence over Fields for the next 5 years.
I agree to that. I agree.
Brady's going to be out of the league. Mariota, don't even know if he'll be a starter next year, let alone 5 years from now. Darnold, who knows? Dalton / Winston / Taysom Hill / I don't know who. Garoppolo, I don't know. And even though
actually, can we talk about that? Garoppolo.
Well, I don't know if Garoppolo is going to be I don't know if Garoppolo is even going to be the quarterback next year. If they're still thinking of Trey Lance, but I take T-Law over Garoppolo and Lance.
I would take Garoppolo over T-Law.
Wait, huh?
I would take Garoppolo over T-Law.
Graham, you just took Trevor Lawrence over Justin Herbert, but you're going to take Jimmy Garoppolo over T-Law and Justin Herbert?
Garoppolo is a winner. And that's all I care about is the wins and getting to Super Bowls. Obviously, I'm going T-Law. Obviously,
okay. You had me. So T-Law over Garoppolo?
Yeah, T-Law over Garoppolo. It's close though. I would make that one pretty close. And then I'd take
Garoppolo has had his best year of his career probably this year, and I think he's still not a top 10 quarterback.
He'll be getting a top.
I'll give him his respect. He's playing good through all the adversity he went through in the offseason. But I'm still taking T-Law over Jimmy Garoppolo for the next 5 years.
Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a starter somewhere next year?
Might be in San Francisco if they win the Super Bowl, but we'll see. I
think he's coming to New Orleans.
Geno Smith or Trevor Lawrence next 5 years? Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence, we don't know about Geno Smith. We don't know.
Kyler Murray. I'd take Trevor Lawrence over Kyler Murray.
I would take.
I think Trevor Lawrence
over
is.
Kyler Murray.
I personally think Trevor Lawrence is already better than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is having his worst year since his rookie year, quietly.
I don't like.
And T-Law is only progressing. I still think Murray is a good player and will have a good career, but I take T-Law over Murray. Few quarterbacks. One quarterback left. Matthew Stafford probably be retired in 2 to 3 years. So Murray, T-Law over Stafford. Stafford will be retired. Stafford will be retired probably by the end of next season. I think next season will be his last year.
So, how old is Stafford? 34?
Just the injuries. But I think he's going to play next year, but I think next year or the year after next year is his last year. He's 34.
If Stafford stays healthy, I would take Stafford over T-Law.
Wow. Okay, so in review, quarterbacks to take over T-Law, we agree on Burrow, Mahomes, Allen. Well, I have Herbert, not you, but we agree on Jalen Hurts. So that's 5 for me. You had the first 4. Well, not Herbert, but Hurts. So you had 4 of those. Then Stafford, if he plays. Who else did you have over T-Law? Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
So you had T-Law like 8th or so, 7th or 8th. I had him 5th. So we're both pretty high on T-Law going forward. But yeah, that is going to be our podcast for today. So the main chunk of the stuff was the Pro Bowl. Got to talk a little college football. That was fun. And then a little Trevor Lawrence talk since I've been hyping him up. But yeah, anything you want to add before we get out of here? It was nice to be back.
So our game picks will be
back to our podcast.
Instagram. My top 10 teams will also be posted on Instagram. Nick's MVP ladder will also be posted on Instagram. So we're still doing things. It's just not going to be during the pod this week. Nick, you can go into more on that.
Yeah, so our game picks, as he said, I'm going to do the game picks in a YouTube post, not Instagram, actually.
Okay.
Just because I could type them on a YouTube post and instead of making the graphic, because the Instagram, then type them in like a post. And I'm not going to make the graphic this week. I'm just going to type them in a YouTube post, but I'll make the MVP and top 10 team graphic and put those together on the Instagram. And yeah, so we did a little different pod, but it was a fun pod. It was a fun pod to do. Just getting back into the swing of things after almost a month off from the pod. But yeah, so anything you would add before we get out of here?
Oh, the weekly Washington talk, but this one's actually
Washington's good now. This is 7-5.
Yeah, this is a serious talk. Taylor Heineke, I don't know what it is about him and coming back and just being elite.
Come on,
but he's looked pretty good.
His energy is elite.
But yeah, his energy is really good. It's better with him there. And another thing is, like, disrespect that they put on Sean Taylor was completely uncalled for. Did you see that?
I don't even know what happened.
So
we don't need to go into it. We can just talk after the pod. But I don't even know what happened unless you want to talk about it real quick.
It was just they said they were going to release a statue of Sean Taylor. Ended up being a mannequin of Sean Taylor with a replica Nike jersey, old Reebok pants, and
I saw that stuff. I saw that, but I didn't know people were complaining about it.
Oh, a lot of people are, and I think it's absolutely embarrassing. But we move on.
You just don't like the Commanders.
Dan Snyder needs to be put in prison, man. It's so bad.
Well, anyway, that'll wrap up our pod.